good to be with you today, and I'm so honored to be here to share with you in the good news of our faith. When the Reverend Lewis invited me to speak, I was so excited to share with you my experience last summer when I visited Israel and Palestine. A full year after my return, I look back on that time with both thankfulness and struggle. It was the experience of a lifetime, and I have been forever changed from it. I was generously sponsored by Presbyterian Shearing as well as Presbyterian World Service and Development to participate in the 2008 Friends of Seville Tour. The organization that arranged the trip is called Canadian Friends of Seville, which is a sister organization to Seville. Seville was founded in 1989 by a Palestinian clergyman named the Reverend Atik. Reverend Atik had studied liberation theology in Latin America, and he was frustrated. As a Palestinian himself, he recognized his people were being oppressed and persecuted, a situation that was often being justified on biblical grounds. Some Palestinian Christians were so frustrated that they wanted to abandon certain parts of the Bible, particularly the Old Testament. Reverend Atik believed, however, along with others, that the Old Testament is essential to all Christian believers, but that it was necessary to find in the Bible the God of justice and peace for all. Seville teaches and advocates as a liberation theology movement among Palestinian Christians, which is directly inspired by the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. This liberation theology seeks to deepen faith, to promote unity, and to work towards social justice and peace. They strive to develop a spirituality based on love, justice, peace, non-violence, liberation, and reconciliation among different national and faith communities. The word Seville itself is the Arabic word for the way, also a channel or spring of life-giving water. For Seville, following in the footsteps of Christ means standing up for the oppressed, working for justice and seeking peace-building opportunities. They also work to promote international awareness regarding the identity of Palestinian Christians and their witness, as well as their contemporary concerns. Internationally, they encourage individuals and groups from around the world to work for a just, comprehensive, and enduring peace informed by truth and empowered by prayer and action. I found that Seville helped me to meet and spend time with both Palestinians and Israelis alike. I was able to form my own opinions, since they were careful about giving us an objective view of the circumstances from a pro-human rights approach. They were also intentional about ensuring that we all had a chance to meet with both Palestinian and Israeli organizations working towards peace. I did not feel as if I was being exhorted into taking sides or opinions I did not make myself. The trip itself was 5 weeks long, and there were 8 participants from Canada, and we varied from all denominations and spiritual backgrounds. We met in Montreal for a few days prior to the trip to get an overview of what to expect and how to act. We flew from Montreal to Cairo, Egypt, spending 5 days there touring around and adjusting to the Arab culture. From there, we made the 13-hour trek through the Sinai to Jerusalem to begin the youth conference. The conference consisted of 40 individuals ranging from ages of 18 to 30 from all over the world. We had people from Europe and Asia, America, Palestine, and Israeli Palestinians. The conference lasted 10 days and was jam-packed with lectures from influential leaders, authors, non-governmental organizations, and exposure expeditions around much of the land. A number of these exposure expeditions were to Palestinian refugee camps and touring various villages that were destroyed or re-inhabited in 1948. After the youth conference, the Canadian group stayed on for another 2.5 weeks with an extensive tour of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. We met with more independent peace-building organizations experience their daily lives and the struggles they endure. Since the land is in such turmoil, both physically and culturally, it was inevitable that the stories I will share with you now would happen. Often during my journeys, I would think how disturbingly prevalent hatred was. I sometimes thought that I could actually feel it like a fog settling on my heart. Hatred is born and bred there, and people hate each other so deeply that I've often forgotten why. One particularly difficult incident happened in a place called Hebron. Hebron is one of the most conflicted and contested lands of the West Bank. There are both an Israeli settlement and a Palestinian community living side by side. They do not coexist peacefully, and often the radical Israelis are violent towards the Palestinian people. The reason this area is so conflicted is because of its famous historical mosque and temple. The mosque and temple are, in fact, the same building, believed to house the tombs of Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and other important biblical figures.